looking like a lot more of a plausible opportunity after they beat Cryptic last week. That was a big win, in fact. So looking to continue that good run of form here. We got Plasnite though going up against Twister, a game that which we predicted before the game, before we came on air. We were saying it's probably going to go the way of Plasnite, but Twister looking to put in a big performance. We highlighted as well when we were just chatting before we set up the stream that this is basically like Volts. This is Volts needing to do the work here, and then his team needing to turn them around. Yeah, exactly. It's a good start from Twister here. They've got control of this restaurant hardpoint, and there's going to be some gunfights coming their way. PJ's going to go the way of Connor. I think that's going to be what we're going to call him, or... Oh, yeah, screw it. What? No, it's not. It's fine. No? It's okay. Everyone can hear Brody on the stream, right? Yeah? Can everyone hear Brody on the stream? No. Hold on. You carry on. I'll sort out the audio issue. Okay, 1 second. Can you hear him now? It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We'll be okay. Yeah, okay. Can we hear Brody now? Can we hear Brody now? This has got to be. Surely we can hear him now. All right, I've set out the audio issues. Hopefully that's going to be the thing. Let me know if you can hear him in a moment. Alright, anyway, our cast for the time being. We got Zach on your screen currently. Plasnite up 54 to 34. Starting to eke out the advantage. They were down by 20 to 34 in a previous couple of minutes ago, just a minute ago. And they've just got basically locked down that winery hardpoint, and Twister are now back out of this one. Connor has got to win some gunfights on the hill with his teammate Rogue as well. No one really popping off particularly for either side at the moment. It's a nice spreading kills, and it's just going to be working out properly. No one can still hear you. What is going on? No, I know, but in the stream chat, no one can hear you. Yeah, they're all fine. Everything should be fine. It was about it here where the thing's... Okay, surely we can now. I might have to restart the stream after this game. Either which way, I'll probably just carry the solo cast for now then. So Zach on the screen currently going to be picking up some kills inside the hardpoint. This is pretty much falling the way of iTech at the moment. iTech? Plasnite at the moment. Just keep an eye on the stream, see if you can hear yourself at any point. Either which way, we got Connor as well with the PPSH in hand, and he's going to be picking up 2 out front, but this is all on Zach. Zach's managed to acquire himself some streaks, and PJ's going to be throwing some hands down and just going to be putting that one to bed for the time being. This is still Plasnite with the advantage, 30 points in the lead for the time being. Rogue and Connor are going to come around the back. They're going to meet Goldry's PPSH, though, head on. It's not going to be enough to find 2 for him, but he's going to have his teammate in support as well. Connor going to pick up 1, and that's going to be... Oh, sorry, Connor going to fall to Zach. My apologies, Codcaster messing me up again. And on the new hardpoint, look who it is. It's Plasnite. They've very much locked down the last 3 hardpoints worth of time, and everything is looking toasty for these guys now. 102 points and counting as Hectic sits inside the hardpoint, just racking up this time along with his teammate Goldry, who is going to fall to Rogue, who manages to find a second with Connor as well. So this is starting to look good. Twister putting on a bit of a break here. It's not to be there because Hectic is now off left to clutch. No teammates are nearby, and he's going to basically go 1v3 against the closing in Twister players. Polar is going to be the man to take him down, and that is a nice start from him. Polar actually had a really good start to this game. He started out with a nice 3-piece to lock down some restaurant time, and then has ended up 10 and 11, so slowed down massively. Either which way, it is looking good for Twister. They're not out of this one just yet. There's still definitely a margin that you can come back into this one by. However, Plasnite looking good to just take this restaurant hardpoint. They've given up that previous lookout post, and they're on the rotation. Goldry and Zach picking up 2 to open things up here. Polar going to be falling as well, along with his teammate Rogue. And now Zach finding the 2-piece. He's got some streaks to work with as well that we previously highlighted inside the last hardpoint, or 2 hardpoints ago, I apologise. Rogue is going to gut him out of that one, though, just strafing back and forth, manages to get the kill. And now Volts is hopping in as well. We highlighted him before the game as the key man. Volts having stats that are wildly above the rest of the team. But again, Plasnite coming in with that 4 dead. That's putting Twister straight to bed for the time being. And now this gap extending up to 80 points, nearing 100 if they can just lock down the remainder of this time. And it doesn't look like Twister are going to get anywhere near it, especially with the Zach streaks left to still use. PJ as well, going to be finding some kills. And Hectic with the 2-piece as well. We highlight him as well. Remember in a couple of games ago, especially against Cryptic, he actually was the star player for Plasnite, finding all the rounds in Search and Destroy with all the clutches and a lot of the kills in Hardpoint as well. We'll have a look at the statistics for him after this game and after we sort the stream out. So either which way, Goldry now is sitting inside of the Hardpoint. The old one, in fact, going to fall, but it doesn't matter because the Winery lot Hardpoint's up next, and Twister have yet again ignored the rotation and given it up to Plasnite just like that. Polar is going to push in and manage to find 2, though, so his teammates need to combine with him here to find a few more in order to lock this one down permanently. It's PJ out the back, though, and he's going to be the one looking to apply the pressure here. Rogue going to fall out the back. PJ with a nice shot with the STG, and Hectic inside the hill with the PPSH going to find another. Zach's glide bomb's going to leave Polar isolated in the Hardpoint by himself. His Twister players looking to flood on in to try and stop the bleeding, but Hectic's going to be there for a 2-piece, 16 and 10 from him so far. An absolutely stellar performance. He's head and shoulders above the rest of the Twister players besides Connor, but not too far ahead of the rest of his team. Everyone on Plasnite putting up numbers at the moment as Zach finds a 2-piece of his own. Hectic finds a 3rd kill in this life. PJ's on a 4 streak. Zach's on a 3 streak, and then obviously Goldry just coming off the respawn, going to be founding 1 off immediately. That's going to be the first death for any Plasnite player in quite some time. Goldry now just going to hold down this last bit of time. Zach's there, and Plasnite break that 200-point barrier. Twister yet to even break 100. Plasnite blowing the doors off of this game right now. Not looking good if you're a Twister fan, or even if you're a Twister player. You've got to maintain composure and look to hold down the remainder of this time. But in comes the fighter pilot from Zach. It's going to find 1 onto Rogue and force the position of the Twister players outside the hardpoint. They're still going to be spawning out back, and it is going to benefit them for the time being. But PJ is the one applying pressure to the front. There is plenty of time for Plasnite to work with here. They're not rushed. They're not panicked by this situation at all. It's PJ now in the hardpoint, looking to find some more. Hectic's glide bomb's going to come in. He's managed to earn himself some streaks, and he's going to be looking to use them to close out the game here. He's going to call down death from above with the fighter pilot. It's going to find 1. Not going to find any more than that, though, because all players dodge indoors. He's going to give the calls to his teammates, surely, who are going to find something off the back of it. PJ does exactly that, finding 3 before falling. Hectic now pushing up the middle of the street. Surely got the flank on the spawns for the Twister players as well. That does appear to be the case, and Zach's there to help him out as well, along with Goldry. They lock that one down and find the 4 dead off the respawn. Now the Twister players spawning out some way across the back of the middle street. They've got to rotate now, and it's pretty urgent that they do so. They find 2 kills on the rotation, 1 with a team kill as well. Not going to help their cause for the time being. They might just break the 100-point mark here, though, because Rogue is sitting inside before falling, and that means it's going to go straight back over to Plasnite. Absolutely no control for any longer than 5 seconds for any of the Twister players, as Plasnite starts surging and merging towards the hardpoint for the time being. Polar is going to be there to fall. PJ is just going gun fodder at this point from Polar. He's just running into his crosshair as Connor finds a second. PJ finds a second onto Connor. Hectic and Goldry now finding more, and Plasnite are within 8 points of closing this one out. Twister only managing to get 95 points this game. The spawns flip, the nades come in, and they're very aware of it. Such a smart play from Plasnite to try and close this one down. Surely this one's going to be over any second, but that before they can do it, Twister jump in. The 100-point club not going to be possible for Plasnite. They're not going to really care, though, because this game's going to be theirs either which way. Zach does fall before getting any more time, but that 3 dead there surely is going to close the game, which it does. 250 to 101. Plasnite decimate Twister on Saint-Marie de Mont. It's not looking good for Twister here. We highlighted that they need Volts or someone else to start popping off if they have a win condition in order to get a foothold in this series, and so far we haven't seen that. Hardpoint going the way of Plasnite, giving them a 1-0 series lead. Whew, that was a rough solo cast. We'll be back in just a moment. I'll try and fix the audio issues on the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in and staying persistent. We'll be back in just a second. Thank you to Regain, Brody. And what's your win condition for Search and Destroy?
To be honest, I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really know what you can do against Plasnite, a team that's been so strong in Search and Destroy in the past few weeks, right? I mean, me and you, we watched them 6-0 Cryptic, right? I mean, let's be honest, on this very map as well. So if you're Twister, I guess just try and regain, try and get your teamwork on point as possible.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, really, it's just a case of damage control, you know, limiting what happened to that last game and just moving on from it. It really is just, I guess, a composition issue.
Absolutely, and we'll just quickly highlight as well that the absolute best player on this Twister roster at the current time is Volts, and he has a 1.69 kill to death ratio in Search and Destroy, so we're going to hop on board with him first and see if he can carry his team through the start of this game. It's not going to matter though, because Rogue starts off strong with a 2-piece nade onto Zack and Goldry. Volts has spotted PJ mid-street as well. He's going to throw a grenade out. It's not going to connect with either remaining Plasnite player, which is going to be Hectic and PJ. So a good start for Twister here. They've got a bit of luck on their side so far this game, and they're looking to continue it for the rest of this match so far, but Hectic's going to be right down the bottom, and Volts is going to tear him apart. One player remaining now. It's PJ. Hop on board with him to see what he can do in this 1 versus 4. He's not got a lot of options, but he's got a few players looking at him. That's Volt's going to be deleted with a headshot, and now he's got 3 more left to find, but the bomb is down.
Yeah, and now PJ, can he do it? Has already taken down 1 player. 3 left to go. Now, whichever way he goes, he is going to be entrapped by at least 1 player. But if you look, Twister are actually kind of split apart here. There will be no trades as soon as one of these players falls. And if PJ notices Connor around this corner, and I don't think he will here, this should be death regardless. Oh, actually, PJ, surely not. PJ, surely not going to turn around on this. Actually going to get away at the very least here. And the kill as well. No trade as of yet, but PJ, only 20 seconds remaining to get this bomb. Rogue knows where he is, and the shots do go in. So at least he's going to scare Rogue away here. Peach, very close to making this 1 versus 2, but surely going to get shot from the side. Does do so, but that's too much of an opportunity there. PJ should not have even been allowed that first kill.
Yeah, absolutely. PJ getting very lucky and fortunate there to even find 2 in that situation. However, the time was against him at that point as well. He only had 13 seconds remaining and a plant to make also, so a bit of a rough one for him there. Plasnite falling in their first round of Search and Destroy, but this is usually not a problem for them. We highlight these guys time and time again for being this team that is so codependent on, what do we say? We say it's the team play. That's the term that we use. And these guys are just time and time again showing us again why they are considered to be one of the top teams at the moment. The team play from these guys is absolutely exceptional. So we don't doubt that they'll make a comeback in this, or at least find a round or 2. But we have seen that Twister have been reasonably strong on Search and Destroy. They have made a few teams sweat a little bit on it, even if they haven't won the game. And there we go. Rogue finding 3 kills with nades so far in this game, and now he's going to be more explosive and plant the bomb. Now that puts a bit of a deficit, but it's going to be traded back out by Hectic, who finds the kill onto Polar. So this is looking a bit okay here now for Twister. They've got the bomb down, which is effectively just a man, which they can use to manipulate the time. So in a sense, it's like the 4 versus 3. If it was a 4v4, it'd be a 5v4 with the bomb, and that's going to be a nice flank there from Hectic. Going to be caught out though by Rogue. He's just checking all of his angles, 4-0 from him so far this game. Volts is going to find Zack, and again, it's up to 1 player against 3, but this time it's a little more of a tall order. The bomb's down, and he's got a sniper rifle left to use. It's Goldry, and he's going to fall.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Twister, you're really happy with the position you're in, right? Again, you've got 2 rounds on the board now. Rogue very, very close to streaks. I think 1 or 2 kills away. That is such a winnable situation as well. There's really not much that Goldry could do. So Twister very happy in this one so far. Just going to continue on now as the sides switch back up. Plasnite, if you hear, you're a bit shocked. I'm not going to lie. In this situation, Twister, you essentially trounced them in the hard point, and they come out and perform like this in the S&D on the first 2 rounds. That's a bit of a shock, but I believe Plasnite can bounce back. We'll see what they can do.
Oh, absolutely. But what we're going to be looking at here is surely Rogue, because he's going to be close to these streaks. He's going to throw a grenade out again, looking to get a few more kills like he did before. He's going to run straight into the bomb site, though, all guns blazing. He's going to have Goldry to contend with. He's got the fighter pilot and the glide bomb out of it. He's not going to find anything more, though. The shots are shaky as hell as PJ and Zack combine to take him down. PJ now going to plant this bomb. Zack starting out 1 and 2. Goldry not having a fun time at 0 and 3. He's been caught out at the start of pretty much every round. The grenades, though, from Twister have been almost on point every single time they've landed. They've tagged players most of the time they've been thrown. Now Volts and Connor looking to retake against 3 of the Plasnite players. Zack going to be caught out around the corner. Now there's 2 more left to find. Hectic's going to jiggle peek into the crosshair of Volts. That's not something you want to be doing with the way this guy plays in this league so far. He's going to be caught out though. Now it's all on to Connor in a 1 versus 2. Not looking good for him, and Plasnite take their first round.
Yeah, and Plasnite there, perfect offensive push. They pushed 3 straight to the bomb site, overwhelmed the first player in Rogue. Although Rogue did get the streaks regardless, so if you are Plasnite, good round. But Twister, not too worried about that one round on the board, but it's worth it for those streaks.
Absolutely, those streaks could be massive if Plasnite don't recognise that he's got them, which I can't really understand why they wouldn't at this point. And they don't adapt by putting on Mountain. It'll be a pretty rough time for them. But having said that, Zack is yet to switch, and so is Hectic, both using 2 different classes here. It's only going to be PJ and Goldry with the Mountain on. It's going to be the Armoured for Zack and the Expeditionary, I believe, for Hectic. So this is looking to be a bit of a difficult one to go on here. There's going to be some nades thrown in. It's going to be a stun.
Nice.
That's going to be almost perfect, but Hectic doesn't finish the kill. Connor actually picks that one up. That's unbelievable. Hectic doesn't manage to find that one, even with the stun on the player. It's going to get traded away almost immediately, and Rogue's going to get that bomb plant as well. The streaks are still in play as well. Remember that one, because Rogue's the man with them. Volts is going to be left alone on the B-bomb site, all by himself, just to try and hold this one down. His players, his teammates are spreading out across the map. PJ's going to be spotted out the back by Polar. This is some nice. They're kind of accommodating for these flanks that are going to come in. Zach is going to fall as well to Volts. So the one player inside the site is going to be greatly appreciated. And now it's up to Goldry. Volts is going to fall. Goldry now left in a 1 versus 3. Not an ideal spot. And he's going to fall to Rogue. It's a perfectly played round by Twister. I do not know how Hectic didn't pick up that kill, though.
Yeah, I mean, you need to finish kills. Essentially, Hectic not efficient in that one. Gives Twister the bomb site. Same kind of thing that Plasnite did last round, where they essentially flooded. As soon as that kill didn't come in, that was Twister's round easily. They had all the angles covered, so well played by them on the defense for the bomb site. And now we'll see, can Twister continue here? Still that 2-round advantage. And the streaks have yet to be used as well. So as soon as they come out, Plasnite will know. And again, I do think they have actually realized now. So Mountain has been thrown on, and now Plasnite are protected from those streaks.
Protected to an extent. The glide bomb's probably going to be the biggest threat, though. If they get seen by the glide bomb caught out in the open, just as Volts has done to Hectic, then that's going to be a bit of a disadvantage for them. It's not going to matter too much in this round, though, because Twister, with a 3 versus 4 man advantage, going to be quickly reduced back to a 3 versus 3 as PJ finds Volts. That's going to be nicely traded out from Plasnite.
Yeah, and now we see Plasnite gravitating towards B-bomb site. Saying that, though, they aren't really doing anything with this bomb just yet. And again, Twister very split up here, relying on those one-on-one engagements to win the round. Currently, we see Polar in one with PJ. PJ going to back off, and elsewhere, Connor going to pick on Zach, and now PJ and Goldry left up in the 2 versus 3. The bomb down. They'll have to retrieve that to win this round. This situation not as manageable as it was before. There's the shot into Connor. This kill needs to be made here if Plasnite have any chance of winning this round. 40 seconds remain. The A-bomb site, it is free, so they will get a plan out of this regardless, but Twister's reaction here should be swift.
Yeah, very quick, you'd imagine so here. Goldry going to be looking to cross over, clearing out this side so the bomb plant can go down safely. All of the Twister players towards middle map and the B bomb site, they're going to quickly recognize that this is a little bit different, though, because Plasnite have rotated over. They've got that bomb plant at A. PJ and Goldry looking to fend off this bomb defuse from Polar, Connor, and Rogue. The 3 players who haven't necessarily been stepping up so much so far, but Rogue certainly has in this search and destroy. 6 kills for him, and he's looking to find some more. He's going to call in the glide bomb here. What a good time to use it, because both these players are going to get caught out in the open. Goldry is surely going to be spotted. It's PJ, in fact, who is going to fall. Now they have no information on where Goldry is. Having said that, though, Connor is just going to lose the gunfight to him, and Rogue's just going to hop straight on the bomb. This is going to be Polar. Got to find this kill. I don't know if Goldry's even going to go and check for the defuse at the moment, because here we go. He's going to go peeking in for it. Polar's going to find the kill, and the defuse is going to come through. That gives Twister their 4th round. Plasnite looking flat in search and destroy here. It's looking good if you're a Twister fan.
Yeah, perfect use of the streaks, Joe. I mean, they knew they wanted that round, further advantage in that. Rogue deciding to use the glide bomb in a perfect situation there. So Twister, easy 2-on-1 at that point, and there you go. So Twister going to take that round 4-1 advantage now. They go back to the offense, and again, we're going to go to an A-push now, actually. So Rogue taking the bomb over there. They know they can attack it more with the fighter pilot, and he is actually close to more streaks as well, Rogue here. So we'll see now what a Twister going to do. There's that first kill. Polar gets the first. Zach traded out, and now Plasnite again, now man down. It's all on Zach and Hectic now. Again, another 2 versus 3 for Plasnite to deal with.
And Connor's going to go straight and beam Hectic there. It's all up to Zach now, 1 versus 3. Yet again, these Plasnite players seem to be left at such difficult disadvantages for them. 1 versus 3s, 1 versus 4s. The only player to get close so far was PJ's earlier with that 1 versus 4 that became reduced into a 1 versus 2. That's probably about as close as you've got. Now he's going to find a kill on Rogue here. Zach out the back. Got one more player to find as well, which is going to be, I believe, Connor coming up the left-hand side. He's nearly going to turn and burn, but it's going to be the kill found by the Twister player. Twister now extending their lead in this Samurai search and destroy to 5-1. It was Volts, I beg my pardon. Connor was the guy who planted the bomb. Zach not going to find the kill. And Volts looking strong with the rest of his team here. It's going to be Rogue as well, who's going to be the man with the backpack on. So these two really hauling Twister through this game, and no one on Plasnite stepping up as of the moment.
Yeah, and this could be Plasnite's map here, you know, and again, to be honest, I said at the start here, all the players need to start stepping up, right? Because we saw from that statistics at the start of the game, Volts was the only player previously, prior to this match, that was actually stepping up for Twister. Now the rest are starting to pull their weight here. Rogue, of course, especially 7-2. So for Plasnite, they come up against a formidable Twister roster, and now Plasnite need to start going with some more, I guess, adventurous tactics, and that's going to start badly as Volts picks up Hectic for the first blood in the round. Twister now with the 4 versus 3 for their potential final round in this one. PJ, though, trading it out. It's not going to be so easy for Twister now.
How many rounds have Twister found first blood as well, and then made it into a man advantage? Finally, this time though, Plasnite making the trades, but Volts is working on the ace in this round now. He's got to find Goldry, he's the last player left to find. This is just falling apart for Plasnite. Another 1 versus 2 now for the Plasnite player, and it's going to be a difficult one as well, because Volts is really hunting him for this ace. He's 10-4 currently. That S&D KD we highlighted before at 1.69, only going to surely be extended after this game. He gets away with his life there as well. Now there is one player sitting towards his A bomb site, Brody. It is Connor. He's going to get caught out by Goldry. This is manageable now. Goldry looking for the clutch in a 1 versus 1. He's up against a hot Volts. Volts has to ace to win this one out for his team, and Goldry has to clutch. So this one's looking difficult either way.
Volts has called this play as well, and there we go. Volts with a pre-aim. He knew exactly what Goldry was going to do. He knew he'd rotate over. Volts pre-aimed it. That is a perfect call. He read him like a book. He's reading the boy in the striped pajamas, and that right there is one hell of a play from Volts. That's going to close that one out. 6-1 now. Twister tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, Twister really twisting Plasnite's melon on that one. That's got to be a frustrating loss for Plasnite, a team that's looked notoriously good in Search and Destroy throughout the course of this Easter Cup. However, Twister did look shaky as hell in the respawn. 101 points gained. It's Plasnite's 250. So CTF up next. If you're Plasnite, you're just looking to close this series out. It doesn't really matter as towards the map count at the time being. Cryptic are yet to play this week. So for the time being, all you're looking to do is just close out this series. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Plasnite versus Twister. We're currently tied up the series at 1-1 after Twister put in a shocking performance in the game number 2 with a 6-1 victory on Sam Demont, Search and Destroyed. Brody, what are we thinking about that one moving into the CTF?
Yeah, I mean, Plasnite going to be riled, definitely. I think going into this one, though, I think they've got composure. I'm not going to lie, I feel like Plasnite here, they're not the kind of team to just sit down and get annoyed at that at all. They have teamwork, I think, beyond any other team. I mean, we've mentioned that before with the P10 factor, as it were. So I definitely think Plasnite, not the kind of team to just sit down and take that. They'll definitely bounce back.
Yeah, not the kind of team to just roll over, especially in a respawn, a game mode in which they have shown good form, actually. CTF, one of their stronger game modes over the course of this event so far, but Volts and Rogue going to be the first people to try and pull a flag out here. Twister with an early advantage as Volts finds another kill on his spree. 2 kills for him, and Rogue's actually got this flag straight through the middle of the map. It's player number 4, which is Connor, is the last player in order to try and defend this flag pull. It's going to be Goldry who's going to try and look to shut it down, but he's got away with it as well. Rogue's going to get the first flag in within the first 40 seconds. It's Twister up 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that was Goldry's route. Goldry could 100% stop that flag. He decided to go through cabin instead, straight through cut. He could have intercepted that, at least got some shots in, potentially had another player stop it. However, the flag goes through. Twister already 1-0 up in this one. And as we switch players, we're on board to Rogue now, who's very, very close to the streets. I believe Polar should be as well. Actually, it's still going to be Rogue, who is the closest right now. And here comes Twister for another offensive push onto the enemy flag. Plasnite, okay. Plasnite here. Going to be sitting in their base on defense. What can they do? And they're being motionless right now, essentially stuck in their base. They don't want to let any Twister players through, but in doing so, they are allowing Twister to get through the cracks. Yeah,
there's plenty of cracks emerging in this game so far, and it's looking like Plasnite aren't even making any attempts to seal them. Goldry's out the back here. He's got to be the one player to find a kill, but Rogue actually outguns him, gets the fighter pilot and the rest of the streaks to boot as well. Connor going to fall as well, but Polar and Volts, well, Volts coming up the respawn, but Polar's now the last player in a position to try and get this flag. It's going to be 1 kill onto Zach, but he is going to find, but he's going to be flanked out by Hectic in the same time. Not a good start for Zach. 0-4 for him. Hectic starting off well though to try and counteract that start at 5-2. So a pretty all over the place start from Plasnite. Not having the best of luck on their initial pushes. Immediately getting shut down, and Twister having most of the map control. And we like to highlight in CTF, especially on Arden's Forest, how big map control can be, right? It's all over the place, and it's one of the essential things in order to getting the map control, but Hectic choking more shots like he did in the Search with the flashbang, and that's going to put Goldry as the last man alive, and he has to get this flag just to be stopped for the time being. I think he's going to be able to, though, because Twister will kind of pin back in their base. So they need a second wave of kills in order to make this one work, and Rogue's going to try and make that one happen with the fighter pilot, finds 2, and tags up 1. Volts is going to clean up the last one. Now Zach is the last man standing. Polar's going to turn his back on him for the time being, and that's going to be the flag in a position of some peril right now. And there we go. Rogue cleans it up. Volts is home free with this one as well, but it looks like things never mind. No. And all the Twister players fall. Plasnite now looking to get that return, which I think they're going to be able to do. And this should be going back in for another capture, but the flag hasn't been returned yet, Brody.
Yeah, I don't think they need to, actually. Goldry instead going to focus onto a capture, and there we go. There's no way Plasnite gets in. Actually saying that, there is going to be a glide bomb, and it is going to hit, so they will slow down that push regardless. And PJ dying mid. Hectic needs to trade out his kills and stay alive here. Zach needs to run this one. It has to stay alive is surely going to do so. I don't think they're going to stop this. Maybe potentially push it back, but that's a perfect play there from Plasnite. Goldry just got the call to go for the flag instead of going for the return, and that was the perfect play. Plasnite tied up at 1-1, but Twister with the offense again here, and they put the pressure on all game long, essentially, onto the Plasnite base, and it's worked for them so far. Saying that though, PJ and Hectic starting to rebel against Twister pinch. What can they do? And Twister now, their push does not work, and they're back to square one.
Yeah, completely shut down by the Plasnite players there. Not looking good for them in that particular push, but they have had control most of this game. What I do want to highlight, though, is that while they had that map control, they didn't do a great deal with it. Plasnite, in fact, have done even less with the map control that they've managed to gain. And in fact, now look at it. There's two players over towards that hut side, and they're both being pinned on in. It's going to be PJ over there. Hectic's going to be caught off the respawn as PJ falls as well. Now, Zach's the last man standing. He's got two players in front of him to work with. One of them's got the flag. He's going to be caught out on timing, but he is going to get away, and he isn't going to find Rogue in the end. Rogue is going to actually fall to the hands of Goldry with the STG. I don't think that's going to be a flag pull successful there. Volts is too far away, and PJ is surely going to put that one back to the base, which he is going to do. Now, Polar, I think it was Rogue and Volts, the last two standing, and Polar's going to find one on Hectic again. Hectic's really not having a lot of fun here this game, 9-9, but really, we've got to highlight Zach. Although he might have had one capture, the one capture for his team, he's 3-8, and this is one of those things that you don't usually see from this Plasnite roster. They're an all-round slaying unit. No one particularly head and shoulders above the others, but, you know, in this game, Zach needs to pick it up if Plasnite really want to take control here, because they're usually heavily reliant on that kind of overwhelming and kill pressure, but that right now Twister are matching them because Rogue is 14-6. Let's highlight that one quickly. Goldry is going to fall to him as well. Hectic now going to push on in. Plasnite want a flag cap before the end of this half. They want to go into the half with an advantage, not to be tied up at 1-1, and they're going to be looking towards doing this right now. They've got a flurry of kills, and PJ's going to find two at the back of the base with the STG. The assault rifle prowess finally coming in for Plasnite, as this one might actually go in. Rogue's the only person running up and overextending in a position to try and stop this one. Goldry spotted him on the cross. He's going to find one kill, get the flag away. Now we're in a stalemate. We've got 55 seconds left to play. Just running that clock down is all that Twister really want to do here. There's one player in the middle of the map. That's going to be Zach, finally coming up big, but Hectic is not going to be able to get the flag in because it's going to be Connor to push that one back away. The flag's going to be returned, and Plasnite do end up going to the half with that advantage they were so desperately looking for.
Yeah, you say Zach, he had an awful start to that first half there. Finally, towards the end, starting to make the hero play for the Plasnite roster. That two-piece, playing smart, sitting in ruins. And that was an incredibly smart play. Regardless, though, we go into the second half now. 2-1 in favour of Plasnite. That last second capture is going to do them wonders, considering how early on they let that first one slip. So, if you are Plasnite, you're happy with that. You hit the regain, and rightfully so. Now, how do Twister respond? Because if you're Twister, I think you consider that you were on the better half there. You know, you got that early 1-pointer in, you started to put the pressure on, but you should have kept it going. And as soon as you let Plasnite out, especially now considering they're on what's considered the better side of the map, it's going to be hard for them to come back into this.
Absolutely, and that second flag capture, the way they got the flag out was all based off of that team play that we've seen so much about. And then the second part of that flag cap, the return from Zach, was actually a bit of individual prowess coming out from Plasnite as well, so they can do it all at the moment by the looks of things. PJ now going to be caught out of the unlucky timing, but he is going to turn and burn Volts, who had the machine pistol out instead. Not looking good, and look at this, PJ's close to some streaks, Brody, and we know how influential these can be, especially in a slower paced game mode like CTF. Every kill is important if it's all at the same time. Polar's going to try and put a stop to that for the time being, though. Hectic's actually got streaks of his own, and Hectic finds two. PJ finds the fourth, and that's going to be a 4 dead white for Twister. Plasnite now looking to make the flag cap happen. Zach going to be with the flag in hand. PJ's going to be finding shots towards the back. A 7 streak for him. He's 15-10. We were looking for someone to take over the game from Plasnite, and Zach and PJ have stepped the mantle up. Zach with the flag captures, and PJ with the kills. Hectic doing the same as well. A 6 streak for him. Looking to make this one a 9 as well for PJ. He's got Polar left to find. His head was surely spotted there around the back of the tank. He's going to dip below. Got a few more players left to find here. And just running around the back. Hectic's finally going to be killed off of his streak. But Polar has just gone round the mulberry bush to try and kill PJ. A slippery little rat in his own right. 3 dead for Plasnite, but Goldry's holding strong.
Yeah, and interesting to note here is that Twister really started to slow up. You say it there, Plasnite rolling through them now. You saw PJ and Hectic on big streets, and Connor with the flag, what can he do? Has made 1 kill, but no doubt the stop there really isn't going to help. Zach being able to clear that one up. And again, I do actually genuinely think it's because Zach, who started this game so slow, is now right back into it. 9-12, fair enough. He isn't positive right now, but when you consider he started this game 0-5, He's really helping the team out on Plasnite right now. And the pressure that Plasnite are putting on, it's not exactly strong, right? But it's enough to keep Twister at bay. That's what's important. They're making sure all the lanes are shut down, and they're making sure all the kills are being made in the right positions. That's what Plasnite are doing. And here we go. Here's another flag pull. Goldry going to get that kill. Actually going to be Hetrick picking that one up. But this is a flag away. And Twister, while they have spawned at cabin, you'll see PJ on this map right now. He has it from cut. He'll have the support of Zach as well. But he'll definitely at least make the calls, even if the kills aren't made. So if you're Plasnite, it's that teamwork, that P10 factor we've talked about before. It's coming into play so much right now, and really, it's why they've got a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, the 4-1 lead just about coming in there. Connor looking to try and put a stop to that one. Let's just quickly highlight, though, as much as Zach wasn't performing, nor is Volts, and nor is Polar. Neither of these two players actually doing exactly that much. Zach has really picked it up now, 11 and 13, matching two of the P10, two of the Twister players in terms of kills for the time being. The P10 factor, like we say, the team effort, rallying round to bring him up to where he needs to be, and he's doing exactly that. He's on some streaks right now. Look, quite got them yet. He's got a few more kills yet to find. He's going to find one on Volts. Volts are not having that standard good performance that we always see him for so far in this cup. It's Rogue, in fact, who's taken over this game. It's been a bit of a team effort. I mean, Polar was the one doing it in Search and Destroy, if I recall correctly, along with Volts. Volts can surely be relieved of some duties for the time being, as long as someone steps up in his place, and no one really is doing so massively.
Oh, boy.
And here we go. Another flag capture opportunity as PJ tears the head off of Polar. Goldry's going to get the flag out as well. This one is not looking good for Twister. This gunner spiraled out of control. They got the first flag capture, but it's been 5 now if this one goes in. Unanswered flag captures from Plasnite. They have put this one to bed, laid it to rest. We highlighted before the game that the respawn game modes are really where these guys shine, and those are more streaks yet for Plasnite.
Yeah, and Plasnite, you know, that third set of streaks, again, this game, this is absolutely huge from them. They're starting to play as a roster more. You say it, Zach's now even, 14 and 14. Plasnite have been playing this so well. I guess since 2 minutes in, I think really, while Twister did have that early control, nothing's been really stopping Plasnite since. And even Polar and Rogue, and Rogue's more specifically, who was, I think, so far ahead in KD. Rogue is now 19 and 18. He's been completely shut down by the Plasnite aggression. There's really not much you can do when the whole roster is just really not playing well. So, for Plasnite, this is just a case of closing this one out now. I have no doubt that with all the streaks they've got in their hands, I don't think Zach has any more left. I don't think Hectic does either. After that last one, I think this is GG's.
Yeah, it's just Goldry, I think. Oh, no, even he's used the glide bomb on that one as well. So there is a streak coming in from PJ. I think that's going to be the mortar strike coming down as well. Straight on the back of the base. He's going to find surely a few kills with that. In fact, only just one. And Polar's grenades coming in yet again. The fighter pilot going to come out, though, from PJ. Not going to find one kill. Not going to find any more, but it's pretty much over here. There's no way that Twister can come back into this one. Now, let's just think of the psychology of Twister after this game. You've got to be somewhat dejected coming out of this one, right, Brody? This has been a bit of a pounding for you. That first half was looking good, and you can see that one cap in the overtime of the first half, and like, it all kind of falls away. His regulation time does not become their friend as Twister yet finding another 4 dead, and Plasnite with a flag pull yet again. And who else is it going to be but Goldry? The game does end, though. 5-1. Plasnite shafting Twister on CTF. The forest is theirs, and that is a brutal victory for Plasnite.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you say that, you know, Twister coming off that one, it's a bit of a rude victory, if you will. Plasnite there, 5-1. But I think at the end of the day, you have to look back to that first hard point, right, where Twister essentially got demolished, or 250 to like 103. So something like that, some low score, right? And I think you look all the way back to that. Ultimately, that's the same kind of game. I have no doubt that if Twister can come back and win S&D 6-1, they can potentially take the hard point. However, let's talk about this before we jump into the hard point, actually. You have to also consider that scoreline was 250 to 101, right? It was a brutal score. It was brutal, right? And honestly, I think Twister are really going to struggle to match that going into this map.
Yeah, Hardpoint now loading up London Docks. Let's just quickly look at this from a map pool perspective. We've seen Hardpoint London Docks go Plasnite's way, I think, at least once over the course of this Easter Cup. And we saw it played between Twister and Zealous as well. And I believe this was the Hardpoint that they won, where Volts dropped 45 kills. Now, in that game, Volts only managed to muster 25 deaths. So one hell of a game from him, and he's going to be the one looking to carry his team through this game. And we highlighted him before the match starts up, as Volts is the one who's going to really put them in the backpack for this series, especially this hardpoint. If they can get this one out, then they stand a chance of taking this win over Plasnite. Plasnite, though, formidable in themselves in hardpoint. Was it the hardpoint they took off Cryptic in order to force that game 5? I think it was, because the CTF went Cryptic away.
So, yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah, hard point is looking big for Plasnite as well. So if you're looking for this one, I think it was Hectic who was the man on the mission in that.
Yeah, and actually, ironically enough, Plasnite, when they did play Cryptic on this very map, they won that game by, I think, 250 to 101. So they can't have a thing about that scoreline. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again here.
Absolutely not, but we're starting off strong here for Plasnite because Hectic and Zach are picking up 2 each, and that should be some initial time going over towards Plasnite. However, there are Twister players yet to fall, and that is Volts again. The first person to find kills for his team, and Rogue's going to step up as well to the mark, finding a first for himself. And the first bit of time actually does go Twister's way, even though Plasnite find the majority of the kills. Twister can manage to capitalize on the hard points free space, and they're managing to do this now with the assault rifle pressure from PJ. Volt's also going to be having the same weapon in his hand as well. Looking to find Goldry up top, going to find Hectic. Surely the shots are in. Rogue's going to go around the back, and that's 3 dead. This is some early time for Twister. Things are looking good off the start, but then again, they did in the first hardpoint as well, didn't they? The restaurant hardpoint went completely Twister's way, and yet out of the back of it, they didn't get much time after that. It was 101 points, and they got 34 off the first hardpoint alone. So looking good here for Twister, but they need to continue this one through into the next hardpoint.
Yeah, and you say that already, you know, that early lead for Twister in the prior game. Plasmite, they have the spawns for next 2, so do not be surprised if that is the exact case. Saying that, though, Rogue is on these streaks, 200 points away from a fight pilot. If he does get these, he'll be absolutely choosing that first kill on Goldry. That's going to mean a lot. One more, and the streaks are going to come in for Twister Esports, running past. Here comes the hill, and there we go. Rogue going to run in. He gets the first streak. Surely not the last one as well.
Oh,
yes,
my.
he is. Rogue is going on a tear right now.
Oh!
Rogue there, 7 streak to finish that one off. He twats Hectic in the face, and there's nothing else you can say. Plasnite there. Rogue is making it hard for the Plasnite boys.
We said it was going to be Volts to step up, but Rogue has been going ballistic all series long. The CTF was his game at the start of it, and the S&D wasn't too bad for him either. Goldry going to be traded out in the hill, though, by Polar picking up a 2-piece of his own. And this is what we highlighted. Polar and Connor, the 2 players struggling on this Twister roster, need to step up. And they are just about doing that. 3 and 5 exclusively for those 2. PJ going to peek out into them and find Polar. And now the rotation again looks to be in initially control of Plasnite. There's a big gunfight going down in the hill, which Rogue is going to win to give Twister some initial time. He's going to find 2 off the back of it. In fact, he's continuing his tear, and he's going to find a 3rd as well. Rogue 13 and 3. This man is unstoppable at the moment, and this is exactly the thing that Zealous found the thorn in their side throughout the course of their London Docks against Twister. One player just tearing them limb from limb. That time it was Volts, and he's 9 and 5 as well. 10 and 5 now. Volts is doing his work as well. It's Rogue, though. Got to find some more outside. He's going to overlap the fighter pilot, and he's also not going to quite overlap the mortar strike as he does fall inside the hard point, though. Rogue is ballistic at the moment, Brody.
Yeah, we said it, other players need to step up. It's going to be Rogue. Rogue has just been playing absolutely mental this whole series long. I think his stats for this series alone would be above even. So if you are Rogue right now, you just got to keep on doing what you're doing. Twister are in the lead, but just barely. Plasmite still going to get the remaining time off this hill. It won't be enough to put them evens, and they will need to take out some players from the Twister roster onto the next hill if they do want to get control. Twister looking for their spawns, but going to go on board Rogue here. He's been absolutely solid all game. Is going to fall in that engagement, and now Twister, they have to break this hill before Plasnite retake the lead. Yeah,
there's a pinch coming in, though. It's going to be Volts from the front and Polar from the back. Oh, sorry, the other way around, in fact, and that's going to be Polar falling. It's going to be left up to Connor and Rogue to try and close this one down, and here we go. Finally, a good hold from Plasnite, and they're right back in it. They've been in touch for most of the game, and just because Rogue's been popping off, it hasn't stopped them from getting near the hard point. Rogue's still continuing 17 and 7 from him. Goldry, though, inside the hard point, only 8 and 11 from himself. Not really stellar scorelines from Plasnite, but they're still in control of this game. You've got to look at Polar, 4 and 11 after that death, and he's not even soaking up hill time. That one's going all the way, the honor of Rogue on that one. Zach just picking up more kills inside the hard point. 3 streak for him now. If he can manage to muster some streaks here, this will be big, because Plasnite are notoriously good at their streak usage. And look at how far out the Twister players are spawning. We'll bring up the minimap full screen for you guys, and that is a huge spawn out. Obviously, it's going to benefit them in this Docks Crane rotation, but for the time being, Plasnite up 40 points now. Looking strong to try and push this one away.
Yeah, and Plasmite really here shouldn't be winning at this point in time. You know, Twister, when you have players going 14 and 9, 18 to 9, you know, you should be winning. But then you look at Polar and Connor, right? 6 and 11, 7 and 10. And if you excuse the pun, right? Literal polar opposites, right? There's no reason that you should be doing that in this situation. You're giving Plasmite the game at this point, and I have no doubt that Rogue and Volts will not be happy with this performance. But Rogue and Connor there, doubling up for the full wipe. Twister taking down the Plasmite players, forcing them to spawn out across the map. And Plasnite here looking to get full 60 on this hill. They need a full hold. And Connor looking to do it. Going to take out 1 in 5. Going to get traded out though. Hectic with 2 on the free streak is going to fall. He does actually get a glide bomb. So for Plasnite right now, you do have 1 streak to work off and looking to break the hill. They actually finally do so, but Connor still going to make it hard here. It does take down PJ, looks to take down more. And Goldry going around the side, he's going to fall. So is Zach. So Rogue again clearing up. All I've been seeing this game from Rogue is just 2 pieces, 3 pieces. He is carrying Twister in this game.
Absolutely. 22 kills by the end of the first rotation. Like we're saying, polar opposites with Polar, who's 6 kills, managing to make 7. Not going to find the 8th onto Zach either, so the gun skill not working out for him today. Rogue is still continuing. He's actually just found his 23rd, and he's going to rush the hard point down as well because he knows what player's in it. That's 24 for him. Zach and Hector going to trade him out, though. This man is just hungry. He's starving for food. He's like a caged animal, has just been let out of that cage, and he's just running across the map, tearing everyone limb from Plasnite. And PJ's going to challenge onto Volt's going to win the gunfight in the end. He was very much aware of his presence. Zach on the hard point now, finally some control for Plasnite, and this gap is going to start expanding back out again. It got down to about 40 points. It's going to surely explode back up to 60. Here come the streaks though. There comes the mortar strike from Rogue, and it's not going to be perfectly timed at all because 4 Twister players are going to fall, and they're going to spawn way away from this back street rotation.
Yeah, Rogue now needs to use the rest of those streaks. He needs to wipe Plasnite off this rotation now. Allow the rest of the Twister roster to come through, because if you're not going to do that, this is going to get out of hand really quickly. Plasnite, they have the rotation for next, and they are likely to get a full 60 on it for as long as these streaks are not used. Here it comes, though. The fighter pilot about to be used. He needs to get at least 1 hit. Isn't going to get anybody. They all run inside. And Plasnite are going to survive the streak. Not only that as well, PJ responds with 2 of his own. But these trades need to go Twister's way. And they are not actually. Hectic with 2. And it just feels so unlucky for Twister, right? They pull out the streak. They look to take Plasnite off the hill. And yet the trades still go in their favor. 30 seconds remaining on this hill, and it doesn't look like Twister have made any progress. Yeah,
Hectic now pushing out the back. He's starting to close in on that scoreline of Rogue. Rogue nearly at 30 kills now, though. Hectic just managing to hit 23 and 14 for him. Rogue in a lot more engagement as well. He's being that one applying all the pressure, and Connor's going to win that one out as well. You've really got to look towards Polar. We keep calling him out, though, but he's currently sporting below a 0.5 KD. 9 and 20, and he's not even the top of his team on hill time. Sure, he's second, but it's Rogue doing it all. 30 kills now, and he's just going to be looking to try and continue. He's got 1 minute and 1 second, make that 2 in hill time as well. He's got 2 sets of streaks that he's earned for the team, and they still haven't been able to take over this game. You've got to put it down to Polar not having a good one here, and Hectic is just, the whole of Plasnite, in fact, just really starting up and doing their job. Everyone's pulling their weight to an extent. Goldry and PJ, sure, are both negative, but they've still got a greater amount of kills than the rest of the Twister roster combined. Volt's going to come in as well, consistently performing 22 kills for himself. This one is just, it's an enigma, really, because you need 1 more player from Twister to start stepping up if you want to get into this game, and surely you got to be looking either the way of Connor or Polar. Connor isn't doing too bad. I'm sure he's doing his job as a more supportive element of this team, but really Polar needs to just start stepping it up.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you here. I think Twister, if they lose this game here, yeah, they can still do so. It's not out of the question. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a comeback. But I think regardless, if you leave this game, right, because this is Twister's last series of the Easter Cup, right, Rogue and Volts, I'm not going to be happy if I'm them, right? You look at Polar's KD so far in hardpoint, right? It's 0.64. His KD in this match, that's not going to help that stat. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think Twister, maybe look at changes once this match is over. I'm not going to lie. I think you come out of the Twister, the Easter Cup, fair enough. You did qualify for it in a solid fashion. But you come out of the Easter Cup with this kind of performance, you're just not going to be happy.
I don't like that positioning either from Rogue to call in the streak, but they are going to maintain control of the barrel hardpoint for the time being. Rogue going to get caught out on time and maybe getting a little bit overzealous, expecting that he can win every gunfight, even if he is full sprint. Connor is going to find the kill out back as well, so Rogue and Rogue and co looking to put together a few more kills for a bit more time here. 37 kills from Rogue, though, and his team are down by 90 points. It's almost something you'll never see again. At the moment, Goldry is just going to start pushing on in, and Zach's going to find 2 with streaks of his own as well. He's actually managed to earn the fighter pilot alongside that glide bomb, so a good work from the guys on Plasnite. They have basically done this whole game, though, Brody, we've got to highlight, without any streaks.
There we go.
And Polar's finally starting to heat up, but Rogue has had 2 sets of streaks. By that I mean 2 fighter pilots, 2 glide bombs, 1 mortar strike, and yet still managed to find no time with it. Now Plasnite have just managed to have 1 set of streaks from Zach, which he's just called in, and they've managed to get about 30 to 40 seconds off the back of it, which is a fantastic streak. You surely got to be looking that way too in terms of the streak usage. And I think if you're Rogue now, you pretty much concede that you've lost this game, as Goldry's going to shred Volts his head clean off, and you're just looking for the 40 if you're Rogue here. I think that's almost all you're going for.
Yeah, I mean, Twister right now, Rogue looking for it. Can he get the filthy? No, he's not. And surely Polar, he's going to keep the Twister hopes alive. They're stealing this one, but 5 points is all Plasnite.
Oh my god!
He's finally going to get taken off the hill there, but that's going to put them 1 point closer. Goldry not going to get streaks off that, but Twister here hanging by a thread in this series. Can it finish out? Plasnite looking for the kills there. Connor and Rogue, they're holding on for Twister. Connor still holding, but they haven't rotated here. Plasnite, they're going to shred through them. They've pushed up the map, and this is surely going to end Plasnite's way now. There's nothing that Twister can do. They're not close enough to get any points here, and that is going to be GG's. Plasnite there take the game 250 to 164, and I just want to spot out here. Let's have a look at Rogue's KD as that game finishes. What did he get? He got 42 kills. You cannot let that happen if you're Rogue. And I tell you what, if Twister don't make a roster change after this Easter Cup performance going into the other leagues, I'm honestly going to be shocked. I just don't think that's a good idea.
It feels bad, man. I can at least cut Connor some slack because he was getting a few crucial kills inside the hard point. 19 and 27 from him. And in all fairness, Polar did pick it up, ending up 15 and 30, still managing to acquire that 0.5 KD though throughout the whole course of the game. And let's just quickly throw some applause Plasnite's way, because we were really highlighting the performance of Rogue most of that game, even though they were losing, and it was quite that anathema. But we had Hectic at 37 kills himself, and Zach at 30 as well. So a really good team effort from Plasnite, like we always seem to find ourselves saying. And Goldry, again, soaking up that hill time. You just got to throw props their way. Plasnite have come in and shocked everyone this season, like this Easter Cup at the very least as well, because they have just been tearing through teams, and although they had a tight series against Cryptic, admittedly they did win that one out in the end. They're just an all-round team who are just making so many good moves in the scene at the moment. We've got to give some serious applause to them, as they are one of our first teams to make it through to the Easter Cup playoffs for the Esports Universe, and sadly Twister bow out in last place.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's to be expected. Plasnite performing at their best as per usual. Twister, on the other hand, really nothing you can say. I think coming into this, I think everyone had the expectation that it finished last, and that's nothing against them. I think it's just the pool that they got put in. They got put in with Plasnite, Cryptic, and OBN. That was before OBN split and were replaced with Zealous. And I think in that kind of group, you don't really expect Twister to come out of it. So, given the situation, you know, taking 2 maps, so one off Plasnite and one off Zealous, it's not a bad performance whatsoever. So you have to applaud Twister, at least for their effort. However, again, as you mentioned, Plasnite really well played there. They finish their pool 3-0, dropping, I think, I don't think they actually dropped many maps at all. I think they dropped 3 maps there. So 2 against Cryptic and the 1 against Twister here.
Yeah, I just saw a question from Ramsey in the chat saying what was the kill difference. And you're not going to believe this, right? The kill difference was only 9 kills between Plasnite and Twister. 9 kills is apparently the difference between 90 seconds of hardpoint time. That is almost unreal.
I think it's more a case though of Plasnite where they are getting the kills. They're getting kills in the most important places, whereas essentially most of Twister's kills would come from Rogue, right, and Volts, and those kills, Rogue and Volts can't be everywhere on the map, right? They sure enough they're making the kills, but they can't be, you know, getting the spawns. They can't be shutting down every lane possible. They need teammates to be there for that. And when you've got a player ending their match with a 0.5 KD, this is impossible. It is impossible. I think 2 players there, pretty much ending the match with a really bad KD. So there's so much more to ask of those players.
Absolutely, and I think that's got to be a massive factor there for the Twister guys. Even though they were getting the kills to match the Plasnite guys, it just wasn't enough. Like the hill time, like you say, it was all kills all in the wrong places, right?
Yeah.
And that's really what's put them to bed for the time being. Now we're not certain, guys, as to whether we've got a second series up tonight. We will have a look. We'll talk to the Esports Universe.
iTech confirmed the forfeit earlier on.
Oh right, okay.
So they don't. We don't have a second series.
Okay, well, even if we do, we'll boot the stream up later if we do have a second series. Either which way, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back up shortly if we do have a second series. Keep an eye on the Sports Universe Twitter for that one. Congratulations to Plasnite, as they are one of our first teams to successfully acquire a playoff spot. Plasnite now 3-0 in the Easter Cup, finally getting into the playoffs. Thank you guys for watching as always. It's been a fantastic stream and a fantastic game, and commiserations to Twister not being able to pull this one out in the end. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Thank you.